Out the schools that are represented in the final. We see some wrestlers from the quote-unquote superpowers, but it's more spread out this year.
Matt, there were 25 schools represented this morning. That's a tremendous amount to be represented in the morning round. No one had more than 4. A few schools had 3. No one has dominated Region 3 this year.
The quarterfinals were held last evening, the semifinals this morning. So in less than 24 hours, these wrestlers have gone through an awful emotional experience, a physical challenge. What has to happen? What do they have to do to get through the next 6 minutes?
Now there's the mental preparation, not just the athletic ability that they obviously have to be at this point. It's being ready when they take the mat. It's breaking a sweat. It's having that perspiration kind of be felt throughout the body so that they don't make the mistake in the first 30 seconds when they hit their feet on the mat. That's going to be the key for our final.
All right, the wrestlers are being introduced to the crowd at hand here at Union High School. The Region 3 championships are just moments away. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with the 103-pound bout right after this. And an individual honor.
Well, in wrestling, an individual, there's nowhere to hide. It's more one-on-one, and with the team, you have so many people there, and I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just,
Two nice feelings,
yeah.
though. What kind of a workout schedule are you planning for the next couple of days?
I'm not really sure yet, but hopefully I can get to some of the other winners up to a town where maybe they have a bunch of the state qualifiers going, and maybe get a good workout with them.
All right, Mike, congratulations on your win today.
Thank you very much.
Mike Marcavecchio from Scotch Plains, a winner, picking up a fall at 235 over Mark Pescini. And we're at the 152-pound weight classification. Len Rothbard of Johnson Regional and Scott Siletto of Watchung Hills.
At Siletto, as we had the interview with Marcavecchio, you were able to see the very nice takedown by the Watchung Hills wrestler. And it's Scott Siletto that has the 2-0 lead on the number 1 seed. Len Rothbard sitting at this particular point, 25-3. And Scott Siletto sitting with a record of 13-7. He has wrestled quite a tournament with a 4-3 win and a 12-11 win to get to the finals. Rothbard with a fall and with an 8-4 win. And sometimes a person just turns it on. It will be interesting to see if Scott Siletto can continue the hot streak he seems to be in right now. On paper, it should be all Rothbard, but right now it's 2-0 Siletto.
Rothbard had this problem in his semifinal round victory. Contact problem. Popped out here, and it popped out in the semifinals. Rothbard defeated Jim Rosa of Seton Hall in the semifinals by an 8-4 score. And I think it was the longest semifinal because there was a little bit of a delay because of the contact problem. And then Rosa had problem with his headgear. But it was Rothbard who held on to come away with the victory. Rosa went on to pick up third place, winning in overtime over Anthony Reynoso, the son of our TV3 colleague Al Reynoso. And Rosa with the 8-6 win in overtime over Anthony. And Rosa goes on to the pre-quarterfinal round. The preliminary round, actually. And then the pre-quarters to follow.
And that Rosa-Reynoso match was an outstanding match. Reynoso, again with that 12-11 loss to Siletto, might well have been in the finals today.
Yeah, and that match, the Siletto-Reynoso match, turned when late in the match, Anthony had the emotion on his side, and then Siletto had an injury time taken, and it gave him, it seemed, just enough of a breather to come firing out. And he had hit a little switch and got 2 points out of it, and that turned out to be the margin of, turned out to be enough to give him the victory.
That's correct. Siletto again with legs in. Rothbard in trouble with them. Siletto attempting with 15 seconds to turn, but a potentially dangerous move. We can see that arm moving out of the socket area. Good call by the official.
16 seconds left in this opening period. 2-0 the score in favor of Scott Siletto over Len Rothbard. Rothbard a senior, as is Siletto.
Fine job with the legs by Siletto.
And Siletto will take a 2-0 lead into the second period. Johnson did not have an outstanding season when you look at the dual meet records, 6 and 10, they had a number of good individual wrestlers.
And you look at the LaSalles and the Rothbards and the Trzynskis and the others. Rick McSorley did a very, very fine job having great individuals on that team. See him come out rapidly for a neutral there to make it 2-1. Escape by Rothbard. Rothbard with the second shot on the leg of Siletto, but it's blocked nicely. Siletto with that ability of trying to hook the legs, tries to jump over the back, though, to get him in. And that opens up a 2-point takedown for Len Rothbard.
And a 3-2 lead for Rothbard, who finished third at 145 pounds last year at Region 3. So Rothbard knows what it's like to advance after the region. Siletto will know what that's like regardless of the outcome, but looking to position himself nicely where he'll only have to wrestle the one time on Wednesday.
Rothbard hanging the head, but that hanging gets him a cradle and a count. We're beginning to see why that record is 25-3 with the tight cradle by Len Rothbard. Knee up underneath the back. Far shoulder down, working to get the inside shoulder down.
35 seconds left in the second period. Dan Mahoney and Vin Russo giving a good look. Siletto able to roll over.
Cradle still locked with 20 to wrestle. Siletto almost breaking it, almost being able to reach across Rothbard, posting that hand and turn it into points, but unable to do it.
It shows 3-2 on the board, but Rothbard will have 3 more points added to his total. Well, he won't worry about it because he decks him. At 3:54, Len Rothbard advances as the 152-pound champion from Region 3. And while he celebrates, let's spend a couple of minutes with Len Rothbard. Len, congratulations on your victory this afternoon. Must feel awfully good to be a Region 3 champion.
Well, yeah, it feels good, especially when everyone's here. Everyone from my team's watching me. We've all been practicing together the last week, and even people that aren't wrestling, it's nice to know that everyone's here and everyone's watching me wrestle.
It's so much of a team sport and an individual sport. This is all individual honors now. How do you break things? How do you separate things after you conclude the team portion of the season, and now it's just you out there and no team honors on the line?
Well, every time I go out there, no matter who's there or not, there's always 13. I know there's always 13 people out there behind me, and so, you know, yeah, it's tough going out there alone, but you know what I mean. You still, I know everyone's behind me, so it feels good that way.
Take us through your bout, your winning championship bout.
Well, I have a problem. I went out there and I wasn't really ready to wrestle, and he knocked me pretty good with that ankle pick in the beginning. But after a while, and he just kept cranking me down with the power half and the leg, and I couldn't pop out enough. But once I got my wits about me and I started popping up around me, I faced him and I got the takedown. And once I got that cradle in, you know, I can hold that forever. And I would have
if you had to, but you didn't have to. Len, congratulations on your victory. Good luck as you continue along the way to a state championship.
Thank you.